What's cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to your old lady's favorite YouTube channel. I'm Justin Sofro. With me, as always, my guy, Alejandro Fancello, talking to you about Juventus sports. What we have right now for you is what we call, or something that I call, actually, is the black and white take. We're going in here, giving you we're giving you a full discussion of what's going on with Juve, especially given the latest occurrence of events. Alejandro, how you doing, my friend? How you feeling today?
Not great, man. Bad news, and the stream is doing some mad things, but it will resolve itself.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a bleep show to get started. We have a little bit of a mess. Actually, to open things up, random news fact of the day. I found this out before, just a little icebreaker to open things up. Nothing to do with Juventus. Before we get into the negativity there, okay, real quick. Do you personally know? Do you know what happens if you die on an airplane?
I don't know.
Like
You
while you're
die.
like in a commercial flight, like what they do with you?
Uh, I don't know where you land. I don't think they will find you. I don't know.
No, like if you die, like okay, it's like say
Oh,
you go to the
okay.
bathroom, say you go use the restroom and you die.
I have no idea.
Okay, they literally take you back to your seat and put you back in your seat, and they put a blanket on you, but they leave your head exposed. Like they just leave
Nice.
you sitting there, just dead. Anyway, it was a fact that kind of blew my mind, and they don't tell anybody that you're dead. They just
I think
go up
people will
there. So
notice, but yeah.
you'd imagine. I mean, honestly, be surprised. There's plenty of opportunities where like I would not pay attention at all. I just think somebody was having a bad day. Or like, they got a little too drunk or something like that. But yeah, I'd imagine if you're sitting next to somebody, to me that would be the most probably traumatizing experience is that they bring back your corpse and they sit you right next to some Joe Schmo who doesn't even know you. Kind of situation.
Yeah, that's messed
Anyway,
up.
yeah, anyway, just a little fun fact to open up your day, which is also a nice little I guess metaphor for Juventus's mercado when it comes to the center back position because they're just dragging this corpse along to see what they can do here moving into the season. For you guys that don't know, let's just open it up with the conversation. Basically, I would say for me, living in America, the United States, I woke up this morning with basically just kind of a nice little bomb got dropped on me. For what we have here are basically just multiple reports that I guess throughout this morning, a morning in Italy, or yeah, I guess it'd be Italy. I don't know where Koulibaly is currently right now. I think he's in Napoli, I'd imagine. But that Chelsea have basically decided to make a move for Koulibaly, which is contrary to a lot of the reports that have been out there. I had, at least me personally, I had thought that Koulibaly was probably like the fourth or fifth man on their target. Didn't that seem like what the reports were for you, or I don't know what you saw?
Yeah, I agree. But to be honest, Romeo, like an hour ago, he said that he was the main target for Juve, but that
Mm-hmm.
he never basically said, I want to join you guys. But he was the main target. So um,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the feeling I have. The problem is, besides Koulibaly, I have a feeling the club is in for absolutely no one at the moment. They just have ideas,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it, which is kind of worrying, knowing that Bayern are pushing to sign the leg.
Yeah, exactly. That's the frustrating aspect of this, especially when you come in here. The reports that we had this morning, of course, the first one, at least the first one that I saw, was the David Ornstein just saying Chelsea are close to reaching an agreement for the transfer of Koulibaly, and then also Nico Schiera put out some other facts when it comes to the Koulibaly situation, just putting out there saying that I think Koulibaly, his deal, so basically the offers that are put out there, Napoli, his initial their offer to extend with them was 6 million a year until 2027. Juve was up a million from that, 7 million euros until 2025, and then Chelsea is another million above that. I think there are also reports that Chelsea could go as high as 9 million euros, and then also Napoli obviously requesting 40 million euros for the transfer, and then the very latest from Nico Schiera, just saying Chelsea are preparing the official bid around 40 million euros to submit to Napoli, ready contract, like I said, just 2025, 8 million euro net. And I guess just given the situation, I guess it really doesn't matter the numbers and figures. And you can't really, if the will of the player is that to go anywhere but Juve, and he never really gave his yes, then I guess overall, this isn't a situation where Juve could really put up a continued battle for the player and really do anything over, you can't money whip him in the situation.
Yeah, I, I, I never believed in the Koulibaly, so the guy in the comments, he was right. A Napoli fan.
Yeah.
He's coming. He's
Yeah,
coming back for you.
don't give him his credit. We don't give him his credit on this channel.
Okay, but I said it many times. I believe we were in or like that we wanted Koulibaly, but I said it at the time. I don't believe we're gonna get him because I don't think he wants to join us, and apparently
Yeah.
that was correct. He doesn't want to join Juve, which is fine. I get it. So I never took it into consideration that we were getting to Koulibaly, or like when the news broke, I wasn't like, I was, oh my god, what now? But I was, oh my god, what now? Even when we were linked to Koulibaly, because I had the feeling we're not getting Koulibaly. I'm when the news broke, I was like, yeah, like no surprises here. Like, move on. Which I think, like I said, the feeling I have, the club hasn't really moved on at the moment. Or like they have in the list, but like I think you need to have more than just a list. You need to have a good idea, like, because he's gone. The leg is gone. He will be out of here within 2 weeks. I hope even this week. It's not gonna happen, but the sooner the better. I don't think the club has the next one lined up. And my camera is doing absolutely madness today. What the hell?
Yeah, I wasn't sure what was going on. I noticed. Well, I just sent you a text. I was asking. I see the one that we use for the live. It's doing crazy stuff, but I didn't know if like the one you usually use for me. I can't see you on that one either, so it's a little bit difficult. It's always difficult, guys. Whenever obviously we're not in the same room, but it's difficult, especially when you can't see the other person bounces back and forth in conversation. So I don't want to like overrun you or talk too long, if that makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah. I don't know, man. It's kind of a messy situation because now the clubs know we're desperate and we will have a lot of money, or like a lot of money. We will have cash apparently. So I think they put themselves in a not so great situation.
The most frustrating part of this, I feel like, is obviously waking up and being like, it's never Juve, it's never Juventus that's the one. And I say that, I'm sure there's been plenty of parts in the past, but at least in the last, like, this Mercado, it's not Juve that's getting the bomb just all of a sudden. Obviously, okay, the Vlahovic one, you could say that going back to the winter, yeah, that was kind of like there were murmurs out there, and it hit quickly, and the ball got rolling really fast. I was trying not to say anything inappropriate. But it's never like Juventus right now in this Mercado. It's always like a slow grind, slow build situation, and that never seems to be fortuitous for the club whenever they do that. And then it's funny. Two of the things I take from this is it's funny you were talking about Romeo earlier, and I was like, this is actually the second time in this Mercado that he was like super wrong about something when it comes to Juventus involved in. And I know you said that he never really said there was no yes and anything in that situation. But he did say yesterday about basically that it appeared that Juve were the only ones really courting Koulibaly in the situation.
That was a mess. He basically said, like, I don't have a feeling clubs outside of Italy are really pushing, and bam, it's kind of done. So that was that was bad.
He's taken a couple rough L's, I felt like, this Mercado. And, with the first one, I know people can roll your eyes because, like, Di Maria ended up coming. But he basically gave you a deadline. He gave you the date. He gave you all that. And I think it didn't happen for another couple weeks after that, which is just so unusual for Romeo. And I'm going to say, when I say this, I'm not taking a shot at Romeo Agresti. I still think he's a very great journalist. It's just sometimes you're on it like he was in previous Mercados. And then this one, not as much. Nico Schietta seems to be the guy who's on top right now. Let me go into this question with it to you that I was just kind of wanted to really want to posit there for you to really kind of go through. And I was talking about the situation about the center back position. Obviously, I feel like you're probably in the same boat as me. We're both developing a strong sense of anxiety when it comes to defense moving into the season. And I'm just going to lay this out here, and then I want to get your thoughts. The overall overarching question is basically, was the management caught sleeping this Mercado when it comes to the center back position. And the reason I say that, and the reason I ask this question, is not just because you have this situation, what came up in the last couple weeks, and what's really developed here recently with the Ligt and trying to find a replacement, but all along from the beginning, you knew Chiellini was departing, and you needed a serviceable replacement there. Following that, you knew that Bremer also was a Serie A Defender of the Year, and Inter had gained the inside track there. That's fine. But at the same time, you knew from the beginning that he was going to be a hot target, and you knew that Juve could probably put a little bit of pressure there and try to figure the situation out. They go out there, Juventus go out there and purchase Gatti, who's a player that we all know that Torino were interested in, that they were about to, I guess it seemed, for all intents and purposes, it seems that they were about to solidify a deal with Gatti to bring him to Torino. Juve sweep in and get him. We can go in at another time about how good of a player Gatti is. I don't know, honestly, off the top of my head, or just the couple of times I've really seen him. I don't know how good he's gonna be for Juve. How on the scale from Rugani to Chiellini, where he is in there. But at the same time, I thought maybe they were snagging him up to try to use him in some kind of deal to end up, trading him for Bremer, not trading him for Bremer, but using it to get just basically to gain an audience with Torino and Cairo, given the situation of how Cairo is never wanting to work with Juve, never wanting to talk with them, never wanting to sit down and do any kind of business with them. Similarly to obviously the situation with De Laurentiis. And then you have Camiso, but Camiso was just more talk than he is actually doing it. And then you go with the situation where you had Koulibaly out, yada, yada, yada. Do you think, and just go back to my main question, this whole situation, the way this unfolded, there's not a lot of options in the market.
Can you hear me?
Are you there? Yeah. What the hell just happened?
The power went down in the house. I have no idea what happened, but it's gone.
Shit.
It was just black. Gone. No idea what happened. But I think we're back live.
Oh, I'm live right now, so I just... Okay.
Yeah, we're live.
So, okay. I was okay, guys. Somebody fill me in from when the power dropped to when we came back. Where was I in my question? My 17-minute, 85 bullet mark question. What happened?
It was my fault. I have no idea what happened. Like everything went down. I heard you all the time.
I mean, it was a long question.
Yeah, you were talking. Okay. Yeah, I know what you were saying. You were talking about Pau Torres and all those things.
No, not Torres. I didn't ask you
about. I was reading the chat.
Okay.
About Koulibaly.
Okay, I'll read here's the bullet points instead of me going on my long spiel. Sorry guys, I don't know what happened there. Anyway, here's the bullet points. Was the management caught sleeping in the center back Mercado this season? Chiellini was departing, needed a replacement. Yeah. Second, Bremer was Serie A Defender of the Year and Inter gained the inside track. Juve purchased Gatti. Torino were interested in Gatti before Juve snagged him. Tried the swap or no chance from the get-go. Is Gatti the real solution? And then Koulibaly being out, and then obviously the situation with De Ligt. Were the management basically overall, were they caught sleeping in this Mercado, or was it just a situation where they're kind of like, you didn't have a lot of options to begin with, you struck out on one of them, the other one seems like you're going to strike out no matter what because of the situation with Inter, with Torino. How do you look at it?
I think the De Ligt thing, him asking to leave, I think nobody expected that, or like at the club. I really believe that, and so you're right. I think they got caught off guard. It pains me to say, but I think they believed De Ligt was gonna stay, and then I think it happened kind of out of nowhere. That he basically said, which is not nice in my opinion. For a big, like if it was, let's say if it was McKennie saying I want to leave now, like you can get over with it, Yeah. But if it's Ligt basically saying, not at the last moment, but like when you basically plan your entire strategy for the Mercato, and then that comes along, you need to change everything. And you can see it. Like we were never really in the race for Koulibaly. We're not in the race for Bremer. So yeah, and the more we wait, because the Gabriel rumors, like they want Gabriel. Why would Arsenal sell them mid-July?
Yeah.
Why would they sell their starting center back mid-July? It's now mid-July. So let's say towards the end of July when their season is about to start. Why would they say, sure, Juve, take your starting center back. Why not? So
Well,
that's why I said I hope that the Ligt situation gets resolved now. I'm not saying I want Gabriel, but like that's a situation. The more you go towards season opening, you can still get players, but it's difficult to get key players from clubs. They will ask more. They will charge you more. So it needs to be resolved now. I do think they got caught off guard a little bit.
do you think? I guess my main question is though, like, obviously, like from the very beginning, my very first bullet point though, Chiellini left, so you needed to
Yeah,
find a. I felt like you need to find a center back replacement regardless. Um, and I don't know, like, do you think that they've, like, did they view Gatti as that solution? Did they view that as that being fine for now until they
I think
hold over
so.
for the next Mercado, or
I think
like
so
is he?
because
Do we
there's no
think? I
links.
guess he's evaluated to be that good of a player. When I say that good, I don't mean like he's Chiellini-esque, but what I mean is he's going to be serviceable enough. He's going to be better than Rugani.
Uh, like that. Like there are no rumors about him leaving. So I think he's gonna stay.
Yeah.
Is he good enough? I don't know. I've seen a few minutes from Frosinone at one game against England, and I mean that's not enough to judge a player, and not even preseason is enough to judge a player. But again, like going from Chiellini to the next one is never easy because even the Ligt struggled at the beginning, big time. So it was never gonna be that easy unless you get a Koulibaly who's ready made. So that's off the table. So we will struggle. The fact that we are losing two is so worrying. Like I don't know how to describe it because last season we were not good at the back, and again it was not just on the back line; it was a team thing. But the back line didn't look amazing. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Bonucci getting older, Rugani, he's gonna have an mental breakdown at some point. So that's also not good enough. The left backs, the right back situation is not looking good. The back line is looking really bad. And I can. Who was it? I think when we signed Di Maria, was it? Or the announcement of Di Maria, I don't know. And on the live, I was like, and someone in the comments said, like, how can you not be hyped? Like, I'm happy we got Di Maria and Pogba. But then I sit back and I look at the back line. And I look at the Ligt situation, I'm like, yeah, I'm happy Pogba and Di Maria are here, but like, that's like, we took one step forward and one step backwards at the moment. So it's kind of balancing it out, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, cause like maybe now. I mean, again, I still with the way that Allegri's going to set up and the way that Allegri is going to manage his team. I am a bit more worried. Like even though you have the pieces to help Pogba, you have Di Maria, you have all that, where scoring should not be a problem. Scoring should be something that you see an uptick in. I still worry because it's an Allegri coach team, and then you're going to have a defense that looks like they can't stop anybody, and that's what I'm going to be worried about. Because what's the point? Well, who cares if you're scoring more if you can't stop anyone?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And like if this was the 1st of June, the situation now, I will be calm. I will like, okay, there's time enough. But it's midway July. We play our first game in almost 1 month and 2 days or something like that. We play our first game of the season. Other clubs even earlier. So time is ticking, because you need to get someone in, and he needs to gel with the team. And when is that gonna happen? Because you're looking for a starter center back, right? I don't think.
Yeah.
And again, Allegri spoke and he said the first 3 months of the season are very important. Surely you cannot start the first few games with Rugani and Bonucci, because at that point I think you will lose points. You will drop points just based on stupidity. And that's the worrying part. So you need to get your center back in basically now. It's not possible, but like now. Like you cannot bring in like you brought in Locatelli, because that will be a mess. Because that's a key position, center back, starting center back. That's key. Like you can get away with a bit of an average. Locatelli's a good midfielder, but like coming in out of nowhere and do his thing, in midfield, it's okay. But you cannot just drop a random new center back in there and say do a job. I don't think that's gonna work.
No, I completely agree. Guys, if you're in here right now, do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button. I forgot to say it from the beginning of the show, but definitely what we do here, we're trying to bring you more lives, more content, more stuff. We're going to have a meeting. We're going to have even more stuff bringing to the channel, especially for the launch of the second season. Just like I said, the least we can that we can ask you all to do is hit the like button if you haven't considered joining the member squad, all that stuff too. But hit the like button. I see there's about 40 some odd people in here right now. I think the next part of the question that I was going to ask you is I feel like a given, so I don't feel like you really need to respond to this because I was going to ask you is it time to hit the panic button on the Ligt situation? I feel like, yeah, it is, right?
I think it is. I mean, but Allegri can say he's calm and the club will replace him, and people. I saw the quote tweets saying, "Oh, he's calm." I'm like, he's not gonna sit there and like, I'm panicking.
He's not gonna say,
yeah. I'm panicking. What the hell is happening? Like, arriva bene, Cherubini? Are you listening? Are you listening? He's not gonna do that. Of course, he's gonna say he's calm and he's calm and he's collective with the situation. Cool. We're fans. We shouldn't be that. We should panic because it's not looking good at the moment.
I mean, that's what we do. I feel like, and that's one of those situations where I feel like so much lately has come up of this, where it's like people go to press conferences and they hear, or they go to the quotes from press conferences and they hear that and they're like, oh, well, he's good. Like, shut up. You guys are wrong. And I'm like, guys, like, you got to be smarter than this. Like, if you're a fan, you have to be smarter, and you can't be this gullible to like every single time. What are they going to do? What am I going to do? I'm going to tell you everything's great. I'm going to tell you, or not me, but I mean, like say you're asking about the channel and like literally behind the scenes stuff's burning down and I'm trying to keep the show running. What am I going to do? It's all great, guys. We're good. We're killing it over here. It's the same thing that's going on at Juve. What's Allegri going to say? Oh, this is a shit show. Oh, no, we have no chance. Oh, this is going to be horrible. Oh, I deserve to get fired. You're not going to say that. Just like the management's not going to say anything like that. It doesn't make any sense. So, like, no offense, don't be gullible is all I'm going to ask during this. And then I guess to the second part of this question that I put to you, and something that's crossed my mind. It's been a story out there in the news. I don't think it's really going to be a possibility, but it is something to throw that out there. Is it better if you're Juve at this point? If you looking at the season, looking at your goals, looking at your expectations, weighing benefits of money and performance, weighing, the Scudetto, weighing Champions League, I'm not even going to try to really entertain it. It's the Scudetto, the Serie A. Is it better for at this point just to tell the Ligt, hey, we need you to stay one more year? Like we need you to stay. Like we need this. Is it better, or is the money that much more important than overall performance for one season?
No,
because it's big money.
I will keep the Ligt over money, but he said his mind. Like his mind is set up. It's done. He wants to leave. Like he wants to leave. He told that yesterday. It's done. Like you cannot tell him now. Yeah, we want you to stay. Like it's done. Like he needs to move on now. I think it's not the best situation to keep him now, unless you're gonna undersell. Then yeah, screw him. Screw Bayern. It is what it is. But like if you get the money you want, you need to move on. The problem is. Getting the replacement then. Like it's a new name today, and if I tell you what Romeo said about the new name, it's panic mode. Double panic mode. If you because we will get into the new name. A new name. It's Pau Torres. Like it's the title of the show.
Yep.
But when I bring up the news and I will say what Romeo said, everybody will go full panic mode again.
I mean. Yeah, I talked a little bit in the Daily Show. I did a little bit. I'm not going to pretend like I know much about Pau Torres, honestly. I've seen him, a couple times, obviously, when Juve played Villarreal. I see him a little bit in the Champions League, stuff like that. Outside that, I don't know enough about him except for that he's a 25-year-old center back from Spain. And he's I guess, a Leonardo Bonucci clone is what I got. Is that where you're heading into?
Like I've said it many times. Okay, he's very good on the ball, and Julian loves him. Julian loves him. He's very good on the ball, and that's fine. But I've always said, and I'm not saying he's a bad defender, but I've always said, I want my defender to be good at defending first. This is my opinion. People say, oh, the modern day, fine. But if I look at a defender, are you good at defending? Fine.
Yeah.
That's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. You need to be good at defending. He's good. He's not amazing. He's good, but he's very good on the ball. But then goes the question. That's Bonucci's kind of thing, you know, because he's not great at defending Bonucci at the moment. Let's be honest. So that partnership, if it happens, kind of worries me a little bit. Should it happen?
Yeah.
Because you can see the report here from Giovanni Albanese.
Yeah.
Romeo shred that to pieces. I will say this.
He cut it to pieces. Is that what you said? Sorry,
He cut it to pieces. He glued it together and did it again just to make sure it was, done. Story was done, because Romeo said it's an idea, like it's a name, but like at the moment he said like it's just a name, a name out there. He doesn't believe the club is going to spend the money. Villarreal are asking, and I've seen many different reports. I've seen a release clause from 70, 60, and 55, and then reports saying the club,
55 is a transfer market valuation.
Yeah, but he has a release clause, but nobody knows how much. Somebody knows, but like the reports are all over the place. Also, really quickly, the relationship he has with Villarreal is top notch, because he could have left previous seasons, but the offer was not good. It was late in the market, and he told Villarreal, "I will say, no problem." So I don't really believe it's a name we should, bank our hopes on, or like people bank their hopes on. And thanks, Marcus, for being new, I guess. I think it was Marcus. So it's always good to get new people and like and subscribe. So I don't think Pau Torres is a viable option, like a realistic option we are looking at. I think it's just a name out there, like Romeo said.
Yeah. I think, it's difficult for me, especially just appearing out of nowhere. It's like the timing obviously makes sense, right? Because panic mode. Koulibaly's off the table. You got to find somebody else to fill in there. Bajashile, we've heard things about Allegri not wanting to use him because he's too inexperienced. We need more of an experienced player. You look at the other options. Bremer. Is there even a chance that Juve could actually really try to get serious about him, even though Inter have, almost seems like they have a stranglehold on this, this agreement of getting him to come to Inter? I don't know how likely that is. To me, that still would be the way that I would try to push as hard as I could. But again, what other names are out there that I'm blanking on? Anybody else? I mean, there's the lesser names, Milinkovic, who is just like, let's not joke. Like, let's be serious when it comes to replacing Ligt. Even entertaining the idea of, like I said, I would be okay if you got a guy and you got Milinkovic as well as like a secondary guy who can come in, spell some time and stuff like that. But I can't do anybody of that quality coming in as being the center back guy, and that's what I'm worried about. The fewer and fewer options we have.
Yeah. At the moment, like I said, it's kind of panicky. Like, or something needs to break out of nowhere, or like, boom, offer me for Pau Torres, or just something like that. But at the moment, nothing looks easy to do. Bremer doesn't look easy. Pau Torres, unlikely. Gabriel, like I said previous, why would Arsenal sell now? Kind of unlikely. And then you go to B names. You go to Milenkovic and Akanji. People say Kimpembe. People can put him in the A list. I don't put him in the A list, but still. It's kind of a worrying situation, in my opinion. And people are putting the name of Gravediol in, but he's not an option. He's not leaving Leipzig. Leipzig made that very clear. He's not gone. He's not going. They're going to sell for big money next season. So forget about that. But like names like Milenkovic and Akanji, I've said it many times, but those are names that make you want to cry on stream. That's sad. Like going from Chiellini and the Ligt to that's absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm trying to like make some sense in my head of this, of like where this could go, how this makes sense. I mean, it just seems obviously no matter what track I go down, it's not a good situation for us as Juve fans for this upcoming season. Am I wrong in almost saying? This is utilized, and I'm not trying to do the Italian shill thing, but am I saying, like, does this like really settle in and show the importance of really establishing when you can find the solid young Italian talent that'll play, especially in the defense, because our defense, when you had the BBC and players like that for so long, you can rely on that. Like when you get a guy like the Ligt, the problem is he's young and he's talented, but he ain't staying. He's gonna go somewhere else where you make bigger money, where you can play. Where you can just pick your source. You don't have that commitment that guys like Chiellini, even Bonucci. Bonucci. The snake that Bonucci is. Going to Milan and all that stuff. People don't love Bonucci, but at the same time, they come back. They have some kind of commitment to you, and you feel solid. There's certain players you look at the group like Chiesa. His stock rose really fast. I never wavered or really worried about him leaving just because of that. And it's kind of like it sucks because as Bonucci leaves and as he gets older, I know a lot of people would be happy to see Bonucci leave, but you lose when you lose Chiellini and then you lose a Bonucci. You lose those guys that you can just rely on being there, if that makes sense. And it's like now it's a crapshoot, and you may have to keep searching for new guys every other year.
Yeah, I agree. But like I've said, I don't care if they're Italian or like non-Italian. They just need to be quality. They don't need to be in the team just because they're Italian, because that makes no sense. That's all I said, And if you get an Italian center back who you think is going to be at the level of Chiellini, Barzagli, Bonucci at their peak, fine, But at the moment, it's not looking like there are those defenders out there.
Yeah, I'm not, and just like for Raven RC is name one top. I'm not. Don't fucking come at me, bro. What I'm saying is the importance is investing in finding that talent for Juve, like something that Juve not been great at doing when it comes to developing Italian youth at all. Period. You see people loving Fagioli and players like that, but out of that, overall, you're not getting that. You're not getting all those guys. So that's why I'm saying it's important to try to find that. And if they don't exist, they don't exist. But at the same time, just trying to find them. I'm not saying, I can't name you 7 different guys. I mean, I guess technically, if you want me to say name one top Italian center back, because I know he wants to go to, he'd rather play for Brazil, but he could play for the Azzurri. It would be Bremer. It'd be him.
Right? Yeah, I think that, like, again, it's difficult. I think that Italy has better midfielders, upcoming midfielders than center backs. So it's unusual, but that's the situation. And I put Jeremy Bula's comment on because we discussed that. Allegri's not gonna lie. Like Allegri's press conferences always look amazing. If we sell the Ligt and he gets no one in, at the end of the Mercato he will say it's a great Mercato. He will never say never. The club failed me. Yeah. He will never do that. He will always stay positive. But like just use your own
reasoning.
Brain reasoning. Like it's not looking amazing like Allegri described it. Come on.
I'm just asking fans, and I get it. We're fans. We love the club. We want Juve to be successful. We want them to be good. I understand that maybe if you look at, maybe the three of us as a whole, people say we're more negative, but like that's how I do things. But overall, like you can't be gullible. Like that's part of fanhood, where the team and the branding and all that stuff's gonna throw it in your face about like how great this team is and how great Juve is, and look at the history and look at the players we've had and whatever. Look at the here and now. Look what you have. Look at the last 3 seasons that Juve had. Even though the first of the last 3 seasons they won in 2019, 2020, they won the Scudetto. You could still see in that final third of the season where things are headed. Like things aren't great. Like Juve should be, they shouldn't be scrounging for top 4. And that's the situation. And they're going to keep saying that. And they're going to keep saying, like he's going to say positive things because he's running the company line and he's paid by the company. And he wants, like it's what's going to happen. So like, I get it, but just don't buy into it. I'm just saying, don't be gullible.
Yeah. Right. It is what it is. Like, he's not going to lie. If you want to believe everything Allegri says, then you also should believe that Sandro was amazing next season. Everybody knows he was crap, but according to Allegri, he played amazing games. Like even the Inter game, best game of his season. He gave away the cup in the last seconds. So, then you also need to believe that weird stuff.
He also said Rabiot was good every single game. Every single game. In his worst games, he said Rabiot was good. And that's what you kind of want. He's a coach. That's what coaches should do. I understand. I guess there's 2 different ways in America. You have guys like Saban who just say everybody's shit all the time, and that's one way of doing it. Or you do it the Allegri way is more of a build your guys up kind of way, while everybody's more frustrated with the way he's doing it. Domo's asking Cambiaso done deal. I mean, it's basically done. Yeah, we got the
Yeah,
here we go.
He will have his medical tomorrow, according to Romeo. So, it's done.
Right, but it's not like done until he's signed.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. Did he sign already? Or I mean, I guess
No.
they would still have him. Yeah, they did it for the youth player, so they'd still have him do a photo op, even if he's going to be loaned out, right?
Yeah, I think he will do the preseason with the club.
Yeah, and I think also just want to go ahead and advertise it, if you will, a little bit for our boy Julian Genotti, who's in the chat right now. I think we're gonna have the Cambiaso coach's corner releasing. Do we have it?
Thursday.
Do we know when? Or we
Thursday?
Yeah. All right, keep an eye out Thursday. The Cambiaso coach's corner. You'll be able to. He'll dive into it and give you all the background information, even though he kind of already leaked it a little bit out, and Ali wasn't happy about it. Some of the stuff.
No, I wasn't happy. I wasn't tuning in. I was like, "Oh, you're spoiling it," but he wasn't doing it. But I get.
He didn't do the full thing. Yeah, it's just a little bit of spoilers. Or actually, it's more of an appetizer.
It was a
full appetizer. Go check out the full thing when it comes out this Thursday. You know, Julian always kills it whenever he does his coach's corner. So make sure you like, subscribe, all that stuff.
Tomorrow morning, so my time. I don't know. That's evening, night, midnight for you guys. But when you wake up, there's a new show Julian is doing, just based on the tour. Mm-hmm. So, just tour related things. You know. Training sessions, quotes, all those things. That's it. That's a new thing. It'll be out tomorrow, so that's new. So no real transfer talk if you don't want to be depressed. just football.
I mean, honestly, outside of the center back stuff and all that, it's not been as depressing. But that part is it's literally a knife, and all the joy, you just have one knife right there in your back.
Also,
otherwise,
on top of that, like I was thinking about it. I was like, we still need to move out so many players. Ramsey's going on tour for fuck's sake. He's going on tour. Arthur is injured apparently. He's staying. Like, you need to get him out. Rabiot asked to leave, but at the moment I think he's just gonna stay. Keane, he wants to leave. Pellegrini, he wants to leave. You want a backup striker still. Like, the delay situation was not needed. That's why I said, like, hopefully it gets done.
Yeah.
This week, and the club somehow lined up this replacement.
Question. I see some mention in the chat. People are asking. They didn't mention him, but it came to my mind because they were talking about Cambiaso. They're talking about all that. Over under 6 games this season that Danilo plays as a center back.
Over. Wait. 6.
6 games out of 40-ish.
No, I'm think he's gonna play there. I think he's gonna play there when one of Bonucci or the next main guy is out in a big game. I think he's gonna favor Danilo over Rugani or Gatti, unless Gatti somehow shows that he is ready.
Yeah, because I mean, Bonucci's gonna get hurt at some point, and then you have. Rugani, who is Rugani, and then Gatti, we don't know enough about. Does Allegri trust in Gatti enough? I mean, I guess so, because he's with the team, but of course, so many guys have left there. You know, you have so many slots to fill that he didn't really have a choice anyway.
Yeah. So, all competitions. I'm gonna say over. I think he's gonna play over 7. Yeah, go with over. Maybe some Coppa Italia games or something like that.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way. I understand. Yeah, Jeremy's saying Danilo's a disaster versus Villarreal. My point is, Julian, I would say more like probably starts. Yeah, probably more starts. Because I feel like that would be starts, right? 7 starts.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And I know it's a stretch.
Just playing period, he could be over that easily.
I know it's a stretch saying 7, but I'm going off. We're not getting 2 center backs in, and the main one coming in won't be of amazing quality. And at that point, I think he will choose Danilo for experience and all those stuff. Yep. Leadership, whatever you want to call it. And it's not that's not ideal. Like if you sign Di Maria, Pogba, great, but then that's the situation at the end of August. I will sit here and say, like, this transfer market kind of leaning towards bad disaster, because that's not okay. If that's the situation, it's not okay. You can get Pogba and Di Maria, fine. Like, if that's the situation, and Hanin is saying, even if it's Rugani, if Rugani is going to play a lot of games next season, that's
he will.
That's a failure on the board. It's a failure. Everybody can try to spin it. They can say, oh, they give you Di Maria and Pogba. I'm like, fine, but turn around, look at the back. It's not good. It's actually not good. It's worse than last season. So what's the point? So they need to fix it now, because they're trying to move out Rugani if they can. So I don't really think Allegri, they don't trust him. Allegri doesn't really trust him. His agent can come out and say, oh, Allegri trusts Rugani. Fine, they load him out. They try to sell him many times, and even this summer they're trying to move him out. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, even in the midst of losing all these different guys in the Mercado, or not losing, but losing Chiellini, potentially losing to Ligt, having to replace 2 guys, and they're like, we're still okay with Rugani heading out. We're good. If we can get Arnautovic, I guess that's what they're gonna do. We'll see. I doubt he'll go, but it's something to keep an eye on. Why are you pushing McGuire? I see you too, Shar. I see you pushing him. Let's see what else we got. I think the other half of this too is just a sec. Actually, let me pull this up. Let me make sure. Let me check myself before I say something stupid. before I know that I say something stupid. Okay. So I guess who fits the bill outside of a Bremer, outside of a Koulibaly, for the style of a defender or a center back that Juve needs to go get? Do we need a more of a hard nosed, down and dirty kind of defender? Obviously Chiellini, but yes, everybody could use a Chiellini. But what I'm saying is the style of play. What are you looking for?
Okay, personally, I like just a player who can defend. If he's good on the ball, fine, good. That's not my main priority. And people say, oh, it's a modern day. Fine, Allegri's the coach, so can you defend? I don't great. You can play the ball out from the back. Can you defend? Can you stop people? Because most of the time we're gonna play with a kind of low block. We're not gonna claim the ball unless something drastically changes, which I don't see happening. So I want my defender to be able to defend.
Yeah.
That's when people say, oh, but he's horrendous at the ball. Chiellini is shit on the ball. He's awful on the ball. It looks like he's walking on stilts every time. It's comedy, and most of the time he trips. At the end, he goes down. He searches the contact with the opponent. Somehow it looks comical. He's not good at defense, but he's one of the best defenders I've seen in my lifetime. So that's what I tend
to agree. Yeah, I tend to agree with you. If you can get a guy who can just literally stop the other team from scoring and can clear it out, that's all I need. Just a guy who can clear it out and can stop the other team from scoring, we're good. Let's see. I'm trying to look through the chat because I know I've at least me. It's so weird because this is not in whenever I use Ecamm, so I can't really see what all people are saying. Let's see. Henning saying I don't believe the rumors about moving Rugani. By the way, I think also. Well,
I don't believe them.
Yeah,
either.
I agree with you. I think I agree with you, but the reason I mostly agree with you is because, one, I don't see Rugani going along with being moved down to a Bologna.
Yeah, that's
I don't
what
see
I
that
don't
happening.
believe. Moving on, I do believe, but not Bologna.
You can't have been a Juventus fan for the last 3-4 years and seeing everybody holding out because they don't want to because they think they're better than whatever non-Champions League team, every single one of them. So it's not going to happen. There's no chance.
No. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to stay. People are asking about Arthur Theat. He's not ready. He's good, but he cannot be the main guy coming in. Let's be completely honest over here. He can. It needs to be big. And Gabriel, I've said it many times, I'm not a big fan of him. I'm not a big fan of Gabriel. At the moment, the list, when I'm looking at the list, and it's just because you need to replace Chiellini and De Ligt, I'm I don't really like either of them, to be honest. Yeah, Bremer, fine, Koulibaly, but that's not gonna happen. The guys who I did like are very unlikely, and then from that point, I'm I'm not, how do I say that? I'm not hyped about it. I'm not come on. And I'm not saying, and people saying Pau Torres is not as bad. Like I've never said Pau Torres is bad. I've never said like I'm not a big fan of his. That's personal opinion. You know, I saw a lot of people saying like Akanji, he will be great.
Hmm.
I think he's good at best, good, but not amazing. Not gonna win you games, in my opinion. Um, so the situation for me is it's worrying. It's worrying. It's like I wake up in the morning, I see the same list, and then I sit back and
Hmm.
like, yeah, like there's nobody else out there. Like that. Those are the players we're looking at. It's that or what? So it's
Yeah.
not. It's not. It's not. For me, it's not looking good.
I completely agree. Yeah, it's we're not just trying to, like I said, urinate on everything, but there is. It's just there's not a lot of top quality out there. The timing's horrible. Um, it's not as horrible as like Ronaldo departing as the season started, but it's still damn bad because like you had a feeling that the liquid, at least I did. Maybe I was optimistic and naive and thinking that the liquid would extend for a couple more seasons. I thought he wanted to leave, but I thought maybe give him 2 to 3 seasons. You lower that clause, he can go somewhere in between him and his extension now. Like somebody to do the buyout in like 2024 or something. I don't know. I see United Fire saying, imagine Arriva Benny is watching this live and thinking to himself, these rumors are crazy. I could I don't know, maybe, but like give me what's better. Give me what your real options are then. Like is that what you mean? Like when you're saying that like these rumors are crazy, that means if these rumors are crazy, these seem to be realistic to me. These names that we have out here, the rumors that have been floated out here, even Paul Torres who just came out. I know I've seen it in the last week. There's been a few people who had that name floated out there. But at the same time, like who else is there? Is there somebody we're missing on? Somebody
No,
that makes more sense? Because I don't think you can.
no. I think that's the list, unless they somehow amaze me. I must say, like out of nowhere. But at the moment, that's the list. That's the list of
Yeah.
players, and I don't know. And like I said, like it's not easy to get them out of those clubs at this moment in
Yeah.
time.
Yep. Everybody that's in here right now, like I said, guys, please hit the like button. It really does help our channel if we can get to. I don't know how many likes we're at right now, but if you could just get us to 60 likes. Julian's been pushing 60 every single time he's on the channel. Get us to 60 likes. I'd appreciate it. Let's see, I hope he's working on people behind the scenes that are actually good. The problem with United Fire, with you saying that, is if they're good, we're gonna know about them. If their names, this is not a good up and coming player who can just pop out of nowhere. I think the names that you're looking at are guys to replace Matthias de Ligt, who is one of the top guys at his position in the world right now. Like you can't these can't be like nobody picks that they just happen to be good and they just show up one day and it works out. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, but I get what you're saying. Let's see. I'd rather have 4 good players than 1 world-class player and 3 bums in defense. What? Okay, I see. Crazy Ray, what are you saying? What are you saying over here?
I'd rather have 4 good players and one world class player and 3 bums in the defense.
I mean, I agree. I mean, well, it's all okay. This is also a situation we talked about though recently too, where it becomes, what do I really want? Would I rather have? When I say obviously you don't want to have 3 bums in defense, it's also very specific when you respond to that. What I'm saying is like, there's plenty of times where we think stacking mediocrity is better than having 1 great player we're spending a ton of money on,
100%
and
sure.
Juve does, and it doesn't make any sense. So I agree and disagree with what you're saying just because of the way it's laid out there.
Yeah.
Mhm. What's the chances of from Haneen or one of our members? What's the chances of unearthing a talent like Milan did? I mean, the only way that I could think that being would be Gatti. He'd be the guy that we
And
unearthed.
like, okay, when Milan did that, like the expectations at Milan were a bit lower, if I might say. Like we come from 9 winning seasons to 2 horrendous seasons. The pressure is through the roof. I don't think expectations are winning the title again. Like Pogba said it, like everybody's saying it. Even Allegri, like that's the target.
Mhm.
They came out, they said it. So I don't think you could
Yeah.
just throw in a kid or like not a kid. Like Tomori was not a kid, but
Right.
throw in that type of player and like hope for the best. Yeah, you can do that, but like it can can backfire big time. I don't think they're gonna do that with Gatti. Also, I think he's gonna be the fourth option. He's gonna play a few games here and there. Again, unless in training he impresses so much that Allegri is like, oh my god, this kid can play. Which amazing news, if true, amazing. Cheap deal for a defender who's gonna stay probably for the rest of his career. Nice, but at the moment it's like it's more hope than than actually prove that it's gonna happen. We're just hoping at this point.
No, I agree. What else we got in here? Let's see. Why are there so many people pushing Harry Maguire? Why is that?
Yeah, there's a Man U chat, a Man U fan in the chat, I think.
Oh, makes sense. Okay. Even now, Sky is reporting that Juve are not in a rush to sell Ligt. Yeah, I mean,
they are.
I don't know.
I think they are.
Yeah.
If the Ligt told the club, I'm out, I think they are, because they know, there's not much time left, So
yeah,
they're not in a rush in terms of take him 70. Just we want to get rid of him. Not that kind of rush.
Yeah.
But they hope. I assume, because it's clear that he wants out and Bayern wants him. I think they're hoping it gets done really quickly so we can move on. Because we need to move on.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I do agree with that. I guess I don't. That's really what I have when it comes to the center backs. When it comes to Pau Torres and all that, I get into more Pau Torres and how he plays, but it just seems like there's been a little bit of a wet blanket kind of thrown on that. And it's like, let's not get ahead of ourselves when it comes to that. From Romeo Guidetti. It is also kind of weird. It's just a name that pops up out of nowhere, or not out of nowhere, but just a name that, especially when we've had like 4 or 5 names that have really settled in for a long time. I see this has turned into a Manchester United Juve battle with Julian and everybody else getting involved right now. Other news stories that are really out there right now, anything really of any kind of substance that you really want to talk about? I was happy because I felt like this kind of was for the first time in the last week or so. It seems like this is a lie that didn't turn into a Zaniolo debate show or conversation.
I can give you an update on Zaniolo if you want. I just read.
I mean, if you want to talk, we can just talk about my boy. Yeah, when I say my boy, I don't mean like how people say boy. I mean like my boy. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that bothers me. But, and I've said it that I'm being contradictory. But go ahead.
According to reports, he's traveling with the squad, but he told the club he's not gonna play tomorrow. They play Sunderland, I think. But the next game, he basically told the club, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to play. And Mourinho is pushing the club to, get the deal done so they can move on. Because everybody knows the deal is going to happen somehow. I know Corriere dello Sport this morning tried to downplay him. It's a Roma-based newspaper. So keep that in mind. Out of nowhere, they're like, maybe Zaniolo's going to stay. His agent will be in the office to talk for a new deal. I'm like, it's up to a point now where that will be a crazy U-turn, out of nowhere.
Yeah,
that's too much of a spin. So I think the situation is that we're the only team in. He wants to go. Roma wants to sell, and I think you are very chill because they know we're the only team in. So we can drag it on a bit. Drop your price. Take a player, whatever. I think that's the situation.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I think definitely if Juve, I feel like obviously given the situation with Zaniolo that he is obviously so pro Juve, wants to go to Juve, that he's kind of doing a little bit, not exactly like what Locatelli's doing, but it really puts a lot more favor that they can really hold out a little bit, and especially that Mourinho and Roma just kind of, not saying like they just don't want him there, but they want him out. They just want to go ahead and get this done and get it moved on. Haneem brings up, and I see this conversation coming in there, and I do want to know, and this goes back to the center back thing right after I moved on from it. Havard actually brought it up because it's funny. I think just doing this every day in and day out, you just kind of get amnesia a little bit, where you forget of the stuff you talked about just months ago, because there's so many different reports out there, so much and so often. Said, too bad we didn't do more to get Rudiger when we had a chance. Now, refresh my memory. When it came to Rudiger, I remember there was a lot of deals, a lot of situations that we wanted a hefty base salary, but then also he wanted 20, 25 million for his agent. Is that right? or what?
Yeah, that
And
was the
then
reports. But okay, I will say this: remember when the news
mhm,
broke? Remember, it was Gazzetta Sport saying it was done deal on a I don't know which day it was, like a random day. Mid
yeah,
season was still ongoing. I looked up the report and the journalist who wrote that. We got scammed big time. Just forget about it. Like we were never close to Rudiger, never.
okay,
I don't know what Real Madrid paid for him,
yeah,
but we were not.
yeah,
Also because it didn't make sense at the time. I said like Bonucci, De Ligt, and Rudiger's wages. That's not gonna happen.
hmm
Now, if the Ligt was about to leave and the club knew it, maybe
yeah,
they would push. Would have pushed for it, and that's why I said I do think the club uh, get caught off guard a little bit. Otherwise,
hmm
if they knew the Ligt was pushing for a move, maybe back then they would have pushed for Rudiger. Not saying we would have gotten Rudiger. Maybe they would have pushed more.
Do you think? I mean, like Haneen's kind of saying, do you think that the club kind of wasted time on Rudiger that they could have used on Bremer?
Mm, I don't. I don't. I have no idea. I actually have no idea.
Mm,
I know the Bremer thing was kind of. I broke way before the Bremer news. I remember Bremer to Inter talks at the end of April. Wait.
um,
Yeah, March. End of April, start of March. I
yeah.
remember like good sources saying, it's Inter now. He's going Inter. But at the time it was to replace the Frey. Now it's to replace Skriniar apparently. But still. So I think the Bremer thing is completely out of order. But Cairo, Torino's owner, came out today and basically said like, oh, Skriniar is going to PSG for 70 mil, and I see reports claiming prices for Bremer which are too low in my opinion. So they have an agreement with with Bremer, but not even close with Torino. Like the offer is like 35 and Torino wants like 50. Something
Yeah.
like that. And after the Belotti debacle from years back when they kind of said no to 80 to 100 mil, I think they're going to push the price a little bit now.
Yeah. I see Hash was asking, hey guys, just started watching the live. What's the reasonable requested price for Pau Torres? The reasonable requested price is probably it's not going to happen. But I think that's what we basically talked about. We basically said that Romeo Granesti poured some cold water on it. And we also just said when it comes to the price, though, we've seen anything from like 35, 40 to like 70 mil, 55 mil. Like it's insane. I think the more reasonable amount probably is somewhere in that like 40 range. I'd imagine. It just depends. I don't know. I don't know all of the little contract details and all the other aspects of the player who was courting him. But I'd say the prices you're going to see are just going to be way too much, and that's what you're going to get.
I
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think of anything else. Anybody else got anything they really want to? Let's see. Do you? What time are we going to today? Because this is so we switch times.
Yeah, it's it's an hour. We're already an hour in. So
okay.
Usually we do an hour.
So okay, so we can go ahead and wrap it up here in just a sec. Then, did you? I know you threw it on there, but I couldn't see the screen earlier. Did you want to go ahead and throw that? And I can do a read, if you will, for the giveaway graphic again. Because you may have talked about it a little bit earlier, but
Yeah, it's up.
Okay. So anyway, guys, this is just to let you guys know and just let you make sure you remember that we are doing a giveaway here on the channel. We gave away, I sponsored doing a giveaway for the Vlahovic shirt earlier this year, and this time we're doing now a Pogba shirt that we'll be giving away on the channel. It's an official Juventus shirt. It's the home shirt. It's the number 10. All that good stuff will be given away on August 1st, 2022. But the way that you have to go about this and the way you have to do this is obviously make sure you're subscribed to the channel. If you're here watching this video right now, I'm guessing you're probably subscribed anyway. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you go in and subscribe now. Tell all your friends about it. Like I said, what you're going to do is you're also going to go on Twitter and you're going to retweet the tweet. You're going to also did you put a number of friends or did you say tag a friend? So yeah, okay. You can tag a friend, you can tag 3 friends, you can tag as many friends as you want. So that way they can retweet, they can get involved as well. Make sure they're subscribed to the channel. It also helps definitely to show us confirmation that you subscribe, stuff like that as well. But anyway, for everybody who's subscribed, everybody who's retweeted, who's tagged a friend, you will be entered in to win this Pogba shirt. We'll be giving it away. We'll be doing that drawing, which will happen on August 1st, 2022. Make sure you do that. Second half of this, Second part of this read that I'm doing is also a push for our member squad. We've got, if you've been watching the video, if you're watching the chat, we have a lot of our members in here. They're the people that have the little badges next to their name. They're usually highlighted in green, I believe. They have the Juventus, or not Juventus, the Bianconeri's own horse or the coin or whatever else you see on there. Make sure if you really want to win this shirt, you don't have enough money. Maybe you say, yeah, I don't want to go buy these, authentic shirts for like 120 whatever bucks. They're expensive. One way you can do it, cheaper way, is you can enter by becoming a member of our channel. You end up getting a 5 times opportunity to win the Pogba shirt. You get entered in 5 times, while everybody else who's just a normal view or normal subscriber or whatever have you gets 1-time opportunity. So we give back to our members by doing that. And that is, of course, if you're at the premium level for the Bianconeri's own member squad. You get a lot of cool things. You get the emojis, you get the badge, you get the wallpaper, you get all that cool stuff. And then you also get access to our Discord, which is a community thing that we've been doing. Constant communication, constant Juve talk, all the fun stuff. If you have a question for Ale, Julian, myself, we'll be reachable 24/7 via that. So make sure you do that and consider joining that today. We appreciate everybody who have been our members since our inception. Ale, anything else that you have today that we can really get into? Or are you
No.
ready to blow this popsicle stand?
Yeah, nothing. DiMarzio will speak soon. I will tweet out if there's some news. But other than that,
Yeah.
this is kind of it. This is the day.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Last day to enter would be probably, we say August 1st, but let's be real. It's probably whatever. What is it? July 31st.
July, yeah,
Let's just say
after July.
Yeah,
July 31st, I'm gonna quit. I can see when it's retweeted and stuff. So you cannot cheat.
Yeah,
but after that, I'm gonna make the list, and then I'm gonna choose a winner. That's
yeah.
Or like not me. The computer's gonna choose one. No.
Yeah, we're not going and pick them ourselves, but yeah, it's a program, it's a drawing kind of thing. One thing I will say, like I said, if you're on the fence at all about wanting to become a member, if you've considered it, now would be the time to do it. You get a lot of cool opportunities with that. You can add that. Heck, you can even become technically. You could just become a member just for this month, so you get 5 times the opportunity. I'm not telling you to do that, but maybe you'll see it and maybe you'll like it, and maybe you'll stay. So just something to consider there. Consider joining the member squad, all that good stuff. Yeah, DiMarzio's about to say some things in the next hour or so. He usually seems to be like a week or so behind when it comes to Juve stuff. So he'll probably be saying that Koulibaly is a top target for Juve. He's about to give his yes to Juve. So we'll see if that's what he says. Anyway, guys, we appreciate it. Yeah, Misak says, come for the banter. Misak gives us a lot of banter. There's a lot of banter from Misak and from everybody in there. Dash, Davide, even Haneen especially. All right, guys. We appreciate you guys for tuning in, as always. If you haven't already, please do hit the like button. Help us to get to, 60 likes or whatever we're looking for. Get us to 60 likes at least. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. If you want to follow us, make sure you follow Alejandro at AlejandroBZ on Twitter. You can follow me at Justin Sofer on Twitter. You can follow my boy Julian Genotti at Genotti151 on Twitter as well. And, of course, follow Bianconeri's Own Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. We'll see you guys next time. Forza Juve. Forza.